Hello, listeners. Hello, viewers. My name is Matthew Gradwell, and I'm joined by Brock Krieger, and we are the Short Boys Podcast. Brock, how you going?
Good, mate. We're back, and I'm all black now, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you break that outfit? If you're listening, you're not going to be able to know what we're talking about. But Brock has got an All Blacks jersey on.
Yep, training kit.
He also has sunnies on. Oakleys. Can you break that down a little bit for us?
Well, I was over in New Zealand, if you didn't know, and a lot of people are getting around like this.
Are they really? Is that a common get up in NZ?
Look, I don't think it's the common get up for a Kiwi.
Yes.
I think it's a common get up for
an
tourist.
Australian tourist.
Yes.
Yeah, over in.
So
did you buy this over there?
Yes, I did.
Did you really? Wow.
Especially for
Big rugby guy.
massive.
Big rugby guy.
Which New Zealand really isn't that much of anymore.
In rugby?
Well, I think it was Thursday night, mate, and there wasn't any rugby union on.
True.
It's just rugby league.
It is all about it.
Making
all about
moves.
up the wires, they say.
Up the wires, mate.
Up the
It was good to see.
Love it. How was your trip? Break it down for us, mate. Well, I know we spoke last week. I know you weren't missing last week.
Yeah.
You were missing in the studio, but you weren't missing on the podcast.
No.
How was it?
I don't know how to put it. There's no words to put it. It was
Can't describe it.
It was awesome.
Indescribable, we call that.
Yeah, I highly recommend anyone to go to Queenstown. It's a beautiful, beautiful place in the world. Went to a lot of country towns around it.
Yep.
Wanaka, don't know if you heard of it.
Yeah, Wanaka.
Have you seen photos or anything?
Heard of it.
Beautiful. If I have the money to retire over there, that is where I'm going.
Really?
Yeah.
Huge call.
That's a big call there. So hopefully this podcast can make us some money one day.
It pays out. Hopefully it starts paying out. Anything else?
I went Thursday. Some pretty good stories. Thursday, we went on like this wine tour, and you hire these e-bikes. So you know what they are, like them electric.
I know an e-bike.
Yeah. Or Brisbane City, mate. They're everywhere.
Yeah. Lime scooter, but a bike version.
Yeah, it's a breeding farm for e-bikes.
Yeah.
And you jump on these e-bikes and you just go around the countryside going to wineries. It was like a wine tour.
You couldn't have that in Australia, eh?
Well, that's what we were saying. We're saying there's no way Australia would allow this.
Yeah.
These cunts would carry on.
Yeah,
Sorry
100%.
to use that word.
No, they would. And you can't even ride a lime scooter if you've been drinking. I don't think
that's
Australia.
right.
Like you get a drink driving.
Yeah, I think you do now. And speeding fine.
Yeah, really.
And these things are going to 40.
Mate, they cook. There's at the front of my house, the amount of young teenagers that are just cooking back and forth. It's funny as near Chrissy time, there was this e-bike, and every day at about 5:15ish, he'd ning past, and it was a real loud one. It wasn't like a real good one. It was obviously like a homemade-ish one. It was, and he drives past. And then about 10 minutes later, he's got a chick on the back going back the other. He's picked up. He's picked up the missus on the e-bike at 5:15 in the afternoon, and then comes back. It's hilarious, eh?
Did you ever, talking about that ning sound, did you ever, when you were younger, chuck the Coke can in the back of the tyre on the bike?
I used to do it heaps when I was camping.
You
do it when you're camping and you ride around the mountain bike tracks and
you'd think you'd go from riding a push bike to riding a motorbike.
It was such a cool thing. You put a can in there and bang, your confidence goes through the roof. You feel like you're riding a motorbike.
Big ups to whoever invented it, because I don't know how the hell you.
It is hectic thinking about it now. Hey,
like coming up with that idea, I don't know how someone would have came to that.
Yeah.
Do you reckon they've fallen over and Coke cans accidentally got stuck in there and they're just...
I don't know.
This sounds awesome.
But it's cool. It's just like such a simple thing that just impacts you as a young fella much.
I hope the young fellas these days are doing that. I don't think
they are. They're ninging more, bro.
Yeah.
More electric.
I don't hear much of that noise much anymore when I go to the skate park every Friday afternoon.
I'm wearing that. I wish that we had e-bikes and stuff when we were kids, eh? I would have loved one. I would have actually loved one. Like a Fat Boy bike. Have you seen the Fat Boy ones? They are sick. I'm thinking of getting one. Especially living around the coast, man. Just nip around.
Have you seen how they can get golf attachments to them?
Nah.
You can get golf attachments to them, so you chuck your golf bag on the back of them and you go around the golf course. I think they're pretty expensive, but I might have.
Yeah, they're like $2,500, I think, for like a decent Fat Boy.
I wonder if it's worth it, because I wonder how long they last.
You've just got to know you're going to use it.
Yeah, and
I don't think I want to get one, but I don't think I'd even use it enough.
See, I reckon you'd be able to use it more than me.
Yes, but I still wouldn't use it enough, I don't think.
Yeah.
You'd ride to the gym, you'd ride to the beach.
If you were a little bit closer to the beach, you could take the surfboard on.
Yeah, close. If you live close to work, or something like that, you could do it.
Well, prime for the trainer, I guess.
Yeah.
At the cabo, you roll up in your fat bike on the cabo trainer, head down the Val, forget about your day for the...
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
What's been happening around town? I've heard it's been pretty wet here.
It has been. It
got flooded
out. It rained
out
a lot last week, a lot.
Yeah.
I find it real funny. I can see my reflection
in
your sunglasses. Yeah.
I get carried away with how good you look, mate.
Just do the hair up a bit. It's been pretty good. Yeah, bit of rain, bit of wet weather footy, we call that. It was raining in Sydney too, so all the footy on the weekend was...
Yeah, I did see that.
Was wet weather.
I only seen a couple of games because Saturday I was on the flight.
That's fine.
Yeah, I couldn't get home Saturday.
What happened?
Flooded out.
Really?
Yep.
Huge.
So I was home, but I really wasn't. All I wanted to do was get home in my own bed, and I still couldn't.
Yeah.
So I had to stay at Rowdy's fiance's house.
Lovely.
Which is good.
I had a thought. This was on the weekend. And I don't know, this just came into my head. And I just was watching highlights for a game of rugby league.
Like a game from the weekend?
Game from the weekend.
Yep.
Just watching.
I'm with you.
Just watching the highlights. And it just came to me. And I was like, do you remember when the highlights had the voiceover over the top of the highlights? Do you remember that?
You know what that reminds me of? A little 13-year-old Brock sitting on the computer to watch the highlights.
Yep.
There's a game specifically, I remember. It was the game that Storm were versing Bulldogs at Belmore. And I don't know if you remember this. Ben Barber returned that kick.
From the in-goal area. And no, it was Brett Morris, Josh Morris, or Ben Barber. Yeah,
it was Ben Barber. I think Brett Morris
scored it, maybe?
But Ben Barber started it, and he beat Slater, Cronk, and Smith all in that one thing. And and he had the voiceover. That's what.
Yeah. Do you remember that voiceover? And it was like a different guy or a different girl every time. Let me find
I do remember.
And that just popped in my head. I was like,
geez, what?
I sort of missed that.
I reckon that would have been the last year. 2013 would have been around the last year. They did that.
I've got 2016 here.
2016.
I'm just going to play it.
I don't know if it's the same voice I remember. Because it'd be interesting if it is.
Actually, we'll go like NRL 2009 just to be safe.
Yeah.
Just because I'd hate
2012 is definitely safe. Even if you did
round 4. I just did NRL 2009 Paramedic. It was round 4 highlights. No idea if something will come up. Here we go. Eels and Roosters.
Just did Bulldogs versus Storm 2012.
Nah, I can't even find
it. They do Storm versus Bulldogs 2012 match highlights.
2012.
I think that's the year they did it.
Yeah,
I think it was the year they played the grand final.
It was Barbers.
And we go videos.
This is a final. Not sure if it'll come up on the final. It'll come up an ad, I betcha.
The first big opportunity comes to Melbourne.
Nah. Anyways, you get the point. I miss it. I miss it a lot.
I do. I miss Rabs as well, actually, listening to that commentary.
Anyways, that just came to my head on the weekend. I was like, do you remember the voiceover that it used to do?
Yeah.
It was a cold night down in Campbelltown. Yeah. I miss that. I miss it.
Yes, that's exactly.
That really annoys me. I really want to find it now. What else is going on?
They'd go Storm scored such and such, and then they'll let the commentary talk, won't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a classic match. Round 24, Eels and...
Kickoff time, Friday night football, round of the deck on Robson.
No. Why are they not coming up? Did they just remove them all because they knew how good they were and then want people to find out?
Maybe they have.
They want people to find out. We'll find it as soon as this podcast ends. Anyways.
Maybe that's for next week.
Let's do that for next week. Yeah. Let's go most surprising. I know you probably didn't watch much footy, but most surprising team of the round.
I'm going to go the Rabbitohs, I think.
Rabbitohs had a good win. Had a good win.
A very good win. And I was at a local pub with a couple of Kiwis and they were frothing on and Penrith losing as well.
Yes, love it. Love it.
What about you, mate?
Mine's the Dogs. The Doggies, man.
It was a good crack.
The Doggies, I gave them no chance. No Burton, no kick out, and they put a clinic on the Sharks. Defense just didn't stop. And I had my mate Joel, friend of the show, you're familiar with Joel, who said that was the greatest Doggies win he's ever seen in his life.
And what Joel's, he's in his 50s now, isn't he?
He's getting there. Yeah. He looks like he's 52 with 4 kids and a mortgage. But that's not the point. Joel says it's the best Doggies win he's ever seen. So I haven't watched as many Doggies games as Joel. So Joel knows best when it comes to ranking Doggies games. And for him to text me and say, "Bruh, this D is off its head. That's the best Doggies game I've ever seen." I'm going to trust Joel on that.
And it was
I am.
good. Well, how many tries did Cronulla score? Only one?
One.
That's great.
I know.
For Cronulla.
Great defense.
Against Cronulla.
I know. Great defense. They look good. And then when Reid Marnie tops it off with mentioning Short Boys in the press conference, that just fires me up. And that gets me around the doggies a bit.
It does. And big ups to Roasty for letting us know, because we
Yes.
would not have seen that if it wasn't for Roasty.
Just for context, Roasty texted us and said, "Hey boys, Reid Marnie's just said Short Boys on the post-match interview." And I'm like, I was in the shower. I was like,
Oh, really?
I ran out of the. I saw the message like pop up because my phone was like outside the shower. I saw it pop up. I was like, no way. Turn the shower off, get the towel, I'm like dripping wet, run out to the TV.
Not even fully finished.
Just steal the remote off Dad. I'm like, don't say a thing. I'm just like going backwards, trying to find it because the AFL was on. So I had to like restream the game that was already played and then skip to it. And then finally found it and then chopped up a little video.
Yeah, that was a good little chop up you did.
But shout out Reid. I think he was sort of digging at us a bit?
Well,
It depends how you look at it.
Jade thought that. She thought it was a personal attack at us.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
But I'm thinking, hey, nah, bro, nah. I think it's attack at the analyst.
Well, there's
The
two
professionals, and we aren't professionals.
The ways that you can look at that is go, you can sit here and call us Short Boys, which is like, if you keep calling, like, he's thinking Short Boys is a negative thing. But then he's like, oh, you can sit here and call us Short Boys, which we are, but we go out and have a dig.
Exactly.
That's what I got from it.
I got that exact same, but I don't. Surely he's not having a dig at Short Boys, because that's his kind, that's his people.
It is.
Betraying us
I
like
think
that.
he was just like, oh, you can sit here and call us Short Boys, but we're still going to play footy.
Yeah.
Because we see what the NRL world does with Short Boys, and they put them down low.
Well,
and Reid's like, well, you can sit here and call us that, but we're
Exactly.
still going to have a dig. That's what I got from it.
I got that too.
The more you read, the deeper you get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I do agree with you there. Reid, come on the podcast.
Reid, please come on
And
the podcast.
silence the critics and get your say in how you said it.
Yes, exactly. We would actually love to know. Let's go with your most disappointing team of the week.
Ooh, disappointing. I reckon I'm going to go with probably the Tigers. Just because I thought they had that game won and they kind of let it slip.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't much. Who'd the Cowboys verse?
They beat the Raiders.
Okay, Raiders. No, I'm going to go with Tigers just because they had. No, I thought they had the win in there and they let it go.
Mine is the Panthers.
I was going to go Penrith.
They're making a lot of errors at the moment, the Panthers.
Yeah.
They're disappointing me a little bit, and they've only won one game. That is quite ridiculous. And
It's
they still...
massive.
It's actually quite funny. Like, they were 28-0 down, and then as soon as they score the first try, I feel like everyone's mindset was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
And there's no other team, nearly ever, since that I've been alive, that you can go... They're down by 22 and you're like, oh, here we go. They're gonna come back. Like no one thinks that for any other team.
I think if Nathan Cleary was playing, it could have been a lot different. Like
Yeah,
that
100%.
comeback could have been a lot different.
Yeah, I know. And the Moses Leota trial that got denied, you're sitting there going like,
What sort of trial was that?
was
it short?
Knock on, apparently.
Knock on,
But
yeah,
it wasn't
okay.
a knock on. It
Wasn't?
was rubbish. It was rubbish.
There's
So
a couple of tough calls over the weekend. We will get to one of them.
we will get to what's the one?
I think you have an idea which one. Redcliffe Broncos. Dolphins Broncos. We'll get to it.
Remind me.
We'll get to
Let's do it now.
40-20?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So annoying. So annoying.
Could have been a lot different that game.
Changes the game.
Just little things like that.
I got a little question for you. The new head high rule. Did you see that it came out and then it got like scrapped?
Yeah.
You know what I think it is? It's the new short boy rule for me. Because
Okay, please explain.
well, any contact with the head, who's most likely in the competition to get contact to the head?
Yes.
Short
I
boys?
see where you're going.
Short boys. It's the protect short boys rule.
Have we...
Peter V'landys has seen us and gone, okay, these guys are the icons of the game. We need to protect them.
Exactly right. And have we, on that, some more teams are going to utilise small players?
Short boys.
Short boys.
Yes.
Have we grown up playing rugby league in the wrong era? If
We
we
have.
if we started
We
playing
have,
rugby
I
league
know.
now, I think short boys, I think us as a short boy,
Give us 10 years and we are
I think we're in a
taking
in a
over
system.
taking over the competition.
I think so.
All short boys. The short boys
Yeah.
will take over. It's like a virus, you know. They just keep breeding. They
It's
keep coming.
generation, isn't it? It's just the way rugby league goes.
I think that rule is purposely to protect the short boys. They're like, you
I
know
hope so.
what? There's too many guys out there like Jai Gray and Tom Starling and Appy Coruscant that are just getting their heads taken off every
And
week.
that's only a few.
And Peter V'landys just sat down with the boys and gone, you know what? How do we protect them? And someone puts a hand up and says, any contact with the heads in the bin.
Hopefully one day we're at that conversation.
I think we will be. I don't think we're too far off. Maybe a couple more episodes and they should
Just
get
a
us
few
in.
more, I think, and then
Just a couple more. But I just saw that and was like, that's a short boys rule, honestly.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, but now you said that, mentioned it. It's yeah,
Protecting the short
Makes
boys.
sense.
Protecting the short boys. Right, you want to talk footy?
yeah. We'll talk rugby league.
Righto, first game of the week
Oh
is...
shit! Hold up. Nathan Cleary ruptured ACL out for the rest of the season.
April Fools. Yeah, got him.
God, he's too good. This fella next to me,
Yeah, I know.
he's too good.
Too
he's
witty,
too switched on.
Too witty. I knew as soon as you started saying it, I was like, no way.
I was going to
bro.
do that. I was going to do Dill Bags leaves Eels effective immediately.
I would have believed that way more.
Really?
Yeah, 100%, bro. 100%. Okay, first game of the week, we got Raiders and the Sharks. Back row Morgan Smithies is back on the bench, so Trey Mooney out, and Sharks, Hirode in the centres, Idol is out, and Tommy Hazleton is back on the bench.
Okay. Ooh, where's it at?
Canberra.
Canberra, I'm going Raiders.
Must win for Canberra, honestly. They played two really good games of footy, and then two where that I'm a little bit not concerned about them, but you're like, well, after the first two games, you go, okay, they're a good chance this year.
Yeah.
They're a threat. And then now they dropped a couple, and you're like, are they just going to be the same Raiders where they get up for a couple and don't get up for a couple? So
I don't see them losing much this year at home, just because it's so cold.
the
down
Viking
there.
clap, fire up.
And
Sharks 2 in a row.
Jeez. Yeah, that's concerning as well. Sharks 2 in a row. And geez, Raiders could have won that game if old mate passed it inside.
I know. Savage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was savage from him. I love watching the Sharks play footy, and I'm really surprised Canberra's $2.41. I think Canberra. I'm going to back Canberra here.
I am too. There's been upsets left, right, and centre.
And
in
like,
rugby league.
I know Katoa's been out all year for the Sharks on the wing, but Idol's out now. So like,
oh, is he?
Yeah.
What
so
did he do?
Hamstring.
Far out, dude.
So Hirode's there, and I think people maybe underestimate how much. I don't underestimate how much work they do out of their end.
Yeah.
But when you've got 2 second strings in your back five now, you're like, okay, well, the meters are going to be a lot less coming out of your own end.
Especially Euro.
But then the Sharks could just come out and dominate. Tricky Trindle, basically the 7. Got the 6 on his back, but he's basically the 7. Give me Canberra, but.
Yeah, I'm going to get Raiders. Too strong with the Viking clap behind them.
Next game, Panthers and the Cowboys. Panthers. Cleary's back. Brian To'o's out, so McLean on the wing. Papali'i in the back row. Cowboys, 1-17 unchanged.
Where's this at?
It's at Panthers, Combank Stadium.
It is.
Got to go Panthers.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
it
Yoey's 250 too.
Yoey's
Congratulations
250.
to you. Big ups.
huge. Yeah, you've got to go Panthers.
Yeah.
I think Panthers win.
What are they paying?
I think Panthers put an absolute score on them too. I think Panthers dominate them.
Yeah.
$1.21 to $4.45.
Wow.
I think
$4?
Panthers, $4.45.
Jeez, the line to be right.
I can get it up for you.
It's okay, mate.
I'll get it up quickly. I'm taking Panthers will absolutely dominate them. I know they've been scrappy, but like it's quite funny. They've been in every single game.
I can't see what 4 in a row they lost then.
I know. 13.5's the line. I think Panthers
I
cover
reckon
that.
they cover that too.
I reckon they cover that. The Cowboys were good last week.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Clifford
I think
had a night to
Clifford
remember.
did have a good game. You know, he was dominating out there. I just
Did you watch that game?
just don't like their pack at the moment.
Did you watch it?
Yes.
How was
slightly.
Tamalolo? How was he used?
Good, but he didn't get enough minutes, I didn't think. And he's on my super coach in my draft team, so I need him to get more minutes. But he didn't play enough minutes.
Yeah. So he didn't play like he did for Tonga in the year.
I think he played 25 and then played the last 12. It was like,
That's
what's
weird.
doing? I just don't like their forwards. Cotter's off at the moment too.
Yeah, I feel like he's trying. You know when you try too much and it just
It's like Tommy Dearden. He's doing the same too.
yeah, and like it just doesn't work out for you because you're trying too much.
It's Purdue who's playing some footy.
Well, he had a quiet start to the year.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember.
First couple games,
because
you're
he's
like,
actually in
"Ooh."
my fantasy team, and
Yeah.
he was on the chopping block for
Yeah.
and I gave him one more week.
Yeah.
and
Which
he
what you got to
came
do
out-
as a coach,
I
bro.
think he came out with like 50 odd points. I'm
Yeah,
like,
he's good. He looks so silky. And the fact he's
Yeah.
a halfback playing the centres, you're just like, this kid plays footy.
and a fullback too, isn't he?
Halfback. I'm pretty
And-
sure.
and-
And a fullback,
yeah.
is he? Yeah, right. Next
utility.
game, Rabbitohs and the Roosters. I didn't even
Oh.
know this was the game
The
this week.
sin bin clash.
Sin bin class. Jai Gray, number 1. So Trelly Mitt in the centres.
Yeah.
Just going to give the short boy one more week. Zaya Tass to the wing. Alex Johnston is out. Roosters, Connor Watson and Fouquetti back on the side. So Zach Docker-Clay goes to the bench. Lindsay Collins is starting at prop. So we have one short boy retain his spot at fullback, and we have another short boy move back to the bench, which is cool.
But another short boy come into the team as well with
Yes,
Watson.
exactly.
Jai Grade leading daily AMS. I don't know if you've heard of him.
I've
His
heard of him.
Well, you've definitely heard of him, but I don't know if you know his size.
I've heard of him. He's
5'7",
170 centimeters. Bro.
and yeah, that's our boy.
I love it. Apparently, Trell Mitt will go back to fullback when Campbell Graham and stuff come back. Which, Wayne can say, but is it going to happen?
I wonder
Because Jais is going to keep putting his case forward.
I want to know if Wayne's gone to Latrell saying, "Hey, do you want to go fullback or do you want to go centres and keep Jai?" I'd love to know the conversation. It's how it worked out.
I think they're short on backs.
You reckon?
Yeah, I think they are. They had to buy Ravalava.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
They're probably a tad short on outside backs. A couple injuries.
yeah.
Keen to see Trell in the centres. Wonder what side he'll play on. Will he play on the right?
Hope it's not Toya. He's gonna have a godfall.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm actually really keen to see Latrell in the centres. And I think this is such a good thing for his body because you've seen Trelly have Trell Mitt, for those that don't know, have a lot of soft tissue injuries.
Yeah.
And when he comes back from injury, he sort of gets a couple of good games and then finds himself injured again. Where I feel like in the centres, his workload's probably the exact same as what he does at fullback.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
No disrespect.
Yeah.
But his workload's similar.
yeah. Well, who's 18th man? And what I want to know who the 18th man is because
For South.
yeah.
Liam LeBlanc.
Have they got any backs on the bench?
Fletcher Myers.
Yeah, I reckon I can see
Kenya.
Latrell playing fullback.
I heard
Late
he was
switch.
proper training at centre.
It's Wayne Bennett, mate.
I know it is Wayne.
He plays tricks on everybody.
It is Wayne.
I'm gonna go
Anyways,
bunnies.
I'm going to go the Bunnies too. I like them. I like Humphreys. I like what he's about. Chatty Townsend's lost his touch. Docker Clay. Docker Clay
He had a game.
loves going for the line. You can just tell
He wants a bar around.
he
there.
wants
Yeah,
he
yeah.
wants a try. And I like that about him.
He played good.
But I think the Bunnies win. This is my most exciting game of the week.
It's Friday night.
What do you think Hainsey's going to do if he loses?
Well, he'll be sitting next to us maybe at the end of the year for a spoon bowl.
At this rate, if he loses,
which is going to be great content.
great content.
Hopefully, for a spoon bowl.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not too sure. Might have to get his thoughts maybe. If
Yeah.
Roosters lose this week, we should give him a call next week.
We should
Next week, sorry.
and see what he thinks.
Yeah.
If we're all three on the bottom are we on the bottom at the moment?
Yeah, me and you, we're the only teams that haven't won.
But is he on the bottom as well?
I think so.
Yeah, the bottom three. That's funny as
Yeah.
we cursed the clubs in our preseason podcast, didn't we? Next game, we've got the game of the week, in my opinion. Eels and the Dragons. The team lists. Sorry, I've just gotten out of the thing very quickly. Let me go back. Eels and Dragons. We've got Dylan Walker on the bench. Luca Moretti also on the bench. Riley Smith starting at hooker.
Great.
Dragons. Emre Gula, 3-game ban sees Catchman starting side with Clemmer and Blake Laurie on the bench.
We spoke about this already in the green room.
In the green room. In the kitchen.
Yes.
With my father.
And I'm feeling an upset as well, Matthew.
I'm feeling a big upset. Every week I'm going to come in here and tell you our Parramatta are going to win the game. This one I'm actually not even having to lie that much.
Well, you're not just saying it for the sake of
usually
it.
I just lie and I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
nah, Para good. This week I'm not lying, I don't think. I'm being quite honest here where I think we win and win well.
Look, I think Dragons are going to be blowing and smoke up their own asses
Yeah.
after that good
yeah,
win against
bit of cockiness, bit of
Yeah.
arrogance getting around. We just beat the Storm.
And
Good
it
on
has
you.
happened against the Dragons. They've gone out one week and played awesome and then gone out the next and got
Mm-hmm.
flogged. Now, was it last year that you put a bit of a cricket score on them?
We were up to 50, and then they came back to like 48.
Yeah, so it was that
Remember
game?
that? It was that game where it was
game.
like 200 points
Yeah.
in the game, 100 points.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't really watch how did the Dragons play?
They were pretty good.
Like,
Melbourne were off, though. Melbourne were
Okay, so it
definitely
was more
off.
Melbourne that was off.
More Melbourne that were
Okay.
off, 100%. They didn't beat a full-strength Melbourne, let's just say that. Yeah. A couple of storylines coming out of this game. First one is Gutho returning home.
Oh, yes.
And it'd be interesting to know if Gutho's left a couple things in the Eels sheds, and he might have to go back in the sheds after and get them. Sort of like when you break up with your missus and they've got to come over and get their belongings. It might be Gutho this weekend. And Zach
and their new boyfriend's in there, Zach Lomax.
Yeah.
You don't really make eye contact. You don't really talk to him, but he's in the room. He's the presence there, and you've got to kind of shuffle past. Hey, Brad, can I get that?
So you got that storyline, Gutho coming home, and then you've got the storyline of Zach Lomax up against the former club.
Yeah.
If there was a market for how many runs Zach Lomax is having, what do you reckon he's hitting? Plus 25?
Plus 25,
I reckon he's just going to be everywhere, eh? I reckon he's
going to be sniffing for a big game.
We saw last week how much Herbie Farnworth wanted to score a try against the Broncos. I think Zach Lomax is going to take that to a new level against Dragons. He is going to want to score 100%.
And I kept him in my fantasy team this week because of that.
Yeah, because you're like, okay, he's
playing nice up there for me.
That's good from you. That's good from you.
Yeah.
Couple
Hopefully
of
he puts a
storylines.
cricket sore on him too.
Dylan Walker into the Eels team, signing of the
Great
year.
to see Smithy too.
I love him. He's so good.
He's all hard, eh?
All heart. He's the only one that chats out there. He's fast. I feel like Lussig's just pass.
No disrespect. No,
I'm disrespecting him. No, I'm disrespecting him.
Okay.
I like Riley Smith. I think we win and win well.
It was only a matter of time, I think, until you chucked him in there.
I heard there's a rumour that the Parramatta Eels fans are going to give Gutho a round of applause in the 9th minute to recognise the amount of seasons he's played for the club.
Oh, really?
Apparently.
Where are you hearing this?
Just on the Eels fan pages, bro.
Okay.
Apparently. Allegedly. Right, our next game, we've got Titans and the Dolphins. You guys love a Queensland game. Jamin Jolliffe is back. Dolphins. Max Plath is at lock.
Yes.
Now. So these Plath 13 jerseys that we've got,
they're all right, Matthew.
Out in the back, we can wear them finally.
And on that too, I think even if Gilly was available, I think he would have been 13 because he was playing 13. I don't know if you realise he was playing 13
at the end of the game. He was
even at the start.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Because I was watching the game and I'm thinking, geez, for a second row, they're getting Plath to ball play a lot in the middle.
Yeah.
And then I realised Gilly's just staying on the outside.
Yeah, Gilbert on the edge.
Yeah.
Which is what we said from the start. If Christian listened to the podcast, he would have been aware of what we thought of that.
Yeah.
But I like it. I love Plathy. I was on him for try scorer, so he did really well.
Oh, really?
Really happy with Plathy there. This is a tough game.
I'm going Finns.
I'm going to go the Finns too.
Just because Titans, same thing as Dragons.
I don't really have any reasons to go the Finns, but I think Kinney hurts them a lot. And I know that they won last week without Kinney, but I think that hurts them a lot. And I think enough's enough for the Dolphins. I think enough's enough. They're going to go out there and they're going to get wins. And that's why I'm taking them.
Oh, I felt so bad for them. It was like that kick out, that was a 40-20 that they called no. Imagine if they scored, that would have been 14-12.
I think Gilbert's a big out too.
Yeah.
Who's going to stop Tino in your pack?
Yeah, it's just going to be, again.
Plathy?
You can tell, no disrespect, but you can tell when Safidi and Kafus go off. We missed that go forward a bit.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And Stoney's good, but he's not a...
He's just a workhorse defender.
It's really tough because you need Plath on the whole game, but having Plath and Stoney on at the same time is the very similar-esque players. Give me another big boy. Give me another big boy. That's why
I'm wondering why Josh Kerr's on the bench because I thought he was great at the start of the year for us.
Yeah, he's number 19, isn't he? Interesting. Next game, Broncos and the Tigers. Broncos, Piakura in the starting side. Ricky is out. Hello, Clayton. And West Tigers, Latu Fainu at halfback. So, because Jerome Luai's out for a game.
Oh, I'm going to go Broncos, brother.
I think Broncos win well. Jamet Shibashaki, one of the greatest goatees of all time.
Oh, great goatee.
One of the greatest
he can rock a goatee
centers
too.
of all time. I like it. I like it a lot. Tigers. I don't mind the Tigers. I got around the Tigers until when they were about to win the game and no one at dummy half wanted to rock up.
Oh, that's right.
Such a Tigers thing to do.
It's under 12 era there.
It is. It is. What do you reckon?
Yeah, this could go either way. Is it in Sydney?
Nah, it's at home.
It's at home. Yeah, I
Suncorp.
go Broncos then.
Definitely Broncos at home. I think I'm calling Reece Walsh to have a massive game.
I hope so.
I don't know why, but I'm just feeling like it's Walshy's time. He had Rowdy last week, pump him out.
Oh,
Pump him up a
big
bit.
ups to Rowdy getting on the podcast. It's a big effort there.
I think that Ben Hunt and Reynolds and Walshy are going to dominate this game.
Yeah. Okay. I hope Walshy returns into some good fashion because it's always good to see a short boy. I know he's not the shortest boy, but he is a short boy, Matt.
Who's this?
Walsh.
Walshy. No, he's a short boy.
Yeah.
He's not the shortest, but he's short.
Yeah, and when he's on, he's on.
Oh, yeah. Big game from him.
Good for rugby league.
Seagulls and the Storm. We have got Turbo's out, so Lehigh at fullback, Nathan Brown at prop. Storm, Hughes is in the reserves, but rest of it's very similar to last week.
Storm bounce back.
I think Storm bounce back.
Have to, dude.
I think Storm bounce back. No, Hughesy hurts a lot still. I think Storm bounce back.
Could he be a sniff buck? Because he is named in the reserves. Why would you name someone in the
Nah, I
reserves?
don't think so. I don't think he's a sniff this week.
You don't reckon?
He was in a cast on the podcast about a week ago.
Okay.
I thought Manly were good against Parramatta last week, but they just didn't get out of third gear. Second gear, you could even say.
Yeah.
They just didn't
you
try.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, what you got to do against a crap team.
Yeah. Well, don't be too harsh, mate.
I'll be harsh.
Yeah. Storm have to bounce back. They won't play like they did again on the weekend, will they?
No, they won't. I'm back
Can't
in
be 2 weeks
Melbourne.
away.
I'm back in Melbourne. Well, if Melbourne lose this, I'm not as scared of them as what I was at the start of the year. After round one, you're going, holy smokes. And then they've sort of just gone, they've declined a bit, I think.
If they lose this, the premiership is up for friggin' anyone.
Yeah, I agree.
I would almost say if Storm lose this, I think Bulldogs would probably be the favourite to win at this point.
I think you still get on form this year. You do that, but just Melbourne and Penrith in finals is just different. Just
They've got to
different
make finals
beast.
first.
It's funny, as I said before, their first 80 minutes against Parramatta, you're like, oh my God. And then their first 25 against Penrith in round two. Was it round? Oh no, they had a bye.
Who was this? Storm.
And then their first 25 against Penrith. So their first 100 minutes, you're like, no one is going to get near them this year.
That's
and then,
right. They let Penrith back in, eh?
Yeah.
Without
Then
query.
their next 100 minutes hasn't been too great there, Brock. I'm taking Melbourne.
Yeah, same.
Last game of the week, we've got Doggies and the Knights. Good games on Sunday, which help. Tupanua is out, so Curtis Moran on the bench. Knights, Leo Thompson is back. Brody Jones, 18th man. Bulldogs win and win well, I think.
Yeah, I don't think this is a game Knights want to play.
Not really. It's just like a Sunday arvo Sunday night at a core, 6:15. Newcastle, they're going to struggle to get off the bus
And
for that one.
They haven't played footy. They had the bye last week. They're going to be a bit rusty.
Rusty or fired up? I don't know.
Well, it's going to be one of the two.
It'll be one
in
of the
between.
It'll be one of the two. Karaz in the reserve, so could come back in. Shout out to the week got a dog with one of the great haircuts of all
I
time.
love that.
I don't love it, but shout out to him.
So he got under Adam Fanua-Blake's skin a bit.
He did.
Big
There was
push
a
in the
bit
face.
of push and shoves in that game, and I sort of liked it, Brock.
Good under their skin.
Good under
That's
their
what the
skin.
doggies do.
It is.
Good on
It
you.
is.
Bit of news today broke, actually. Payne Haas representing Samoa
Did see
at
that.
the end of the year,
I
maybe.
did see that. I like it.
Thoughts?
Great for the game. Huge for the game.
Tell you what, if they land Tino and Payne Haas, I'm worried.
Who's their heart? Oh, Samoa's got that. They got Luai, don't they? Luai, Critter. Chanel. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's going to be scary.
Wow. When's the
It's-
next World Cup?
Well, it's 2026, but they got the Pacific Championships this year.
Okay.
Scary.
Awesome. Oh, it's exciting.
That's gonna be-
I love that.
I was
I
thinking
love
of-
that.
I'm so keen for the Ashes series because that finally got confirmed last week or sometime.
Yeah.
But Pacific Championship, dude. New
I just
Zealand?
like it how Australia have had the luxury in the last couple of years of if you're not feeling right to play, you're not playing.
Yes.
Now it's going to be at this stage where these other Pacific nation teams are getting stacked, and the Australians are going to be like, we sort of have to play to win here. We can't pull our second string team out
Yes.
like we have been able to in the past.
Or yeah, you're definitely gonna get found out.
Yeah, we're
Definitely.
gonna have to play full strength.
And I love it because now I think Australia aren't so much favourites to win the Pacific Championships and whatnot.
100%.
Which is awesome for rugby league.
I love it.
In international. But talking about what you just said there, Warriors. I've seen a lot of things on social media about to sign a massive signing. Now I don't know.
I did see that too.
I don't know if it's April Fools or not.
No, it was before April Fools. It was yesterday.
And they're talking it's going to be one of the biggest signings in the club's history.
I saw that too. That is, I couldn't think of anyone.
And they're saying it's a fullback. And I'm thinking, no.
Well, the dots got pushed to fullback because apparently Charles Klukstad rejected the deal to go to the Super League. And then I didn't think anyone said it was a fullback, but people suggested it'll be a fullback because of that.
And there are a lot of people saying KP. No, surely not. Surely Knights.
Who are the options?
Well, I've heard
KP, Cobbo.
I've heard Cowboys one, then I heard Joey Manu. They're the only fullbacks, and then I heard Jerome Hughes as well.
Yeah, okay.
Surely KP can't leave Knights.
See, I don't think Cobbo's is you're labelling it as the biggest signing of all time.
Well, I'm hearing Cobbo's. Well, not hearing. I'm seeing Cobbo's apparently going to sign a short deal with Broncos and then be the PNG.
I did see that, but who knows? Money talks.
Exactly right. Money talks.
I think Manu.
I'm feeling Manu too. Because
I'm feeling Manu.
KP, surely Knights wouldn't sign Dill Bags and let KP go. Like, you got to, yeah.
I don't know.
Have no idea, mate. Rugby League Live, see the leaked photos of Jerome Hughes, actually?
I did. See the leaked video of the Eels getting their face scanned?
Yeah.
That was good.
It's happening, mate.
Fires me up. It looks good. The faces look pretty legit.
It's getting released like Spider-Man 4 got released today of 2026 July. It's coming out.
Wow.
Pumped for that.
It's a long time away.
I'll be 24, so I won't be too old to watch it.
Love it.
I don't think.
Good for today?
I'm good for today. I'm happy to be back in Australia, even though I love
in the podcast room, the greatest podcast room of all time, doing the Short Boys podcast.
Yes, sir.
New episodes 6 a.m. Wednesday.
Like and subscribe. It helps us out a lot.
Like
and follow us.
Subscribe. If you've gotten to the end of this video, I just want to say thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We love that stuff.
Thank you.
See you later.
The listener.
See you later. Goodbye.